tough on the turnaround as Doncic hunting for his shot and gets it off. Right behind the three-point line as Doncic nails it. The free throw line as good as anybody.
It's a nice step back.
And Doncic's got a little mismatch here with Hartenstein. Hartenstein sticking with them. That is a tough contested shot as Doncic already with 3 threes. Doncic again. And this time he's going to get fouled, and he's going to get the and one and go to the free throw line. Pulling everything on this end.
And there's that little hit on the arm. Several defenders.
Doncic no on the 3. It's swatted over to Vincent. And there's another one. Chase down block that he loves to do. And Reeves shows his range from the outside. He's now 3 for 3 from downtown. Wallace got in close. The follow by J-Dub too strong. And Wiggins had to step on Reeves. Cuts right through, and he's going to score. And you love to see Wiggins coming off the bench well past the three-point line throughout this game. Goes behind his head. Another open 3 and another made 3 for the Lakers. As Doncic wanted to get the switch. Get Dort off of him. Fires away. Doncic has got another 3. That's his 5th here in this first half.
Look at this. This is contested. Looked like he almost touched the back.
The Thunder with a $1:25 left to go. SGA trying to get some of it back with a 3 and drains it.
And if you're the Thunder, you know, these are the shots you want to take advantage of from the Lakers. And that's going to be 2 points right there of basketball left here, folks. And that's an eternity by NBA standards.
Wallace, great job staying down, forcing a really tough shot from Doncic, but that's why he is so good on offense here on the afternoon. Russo now going to try his hand in defending Doncic. Doncic down low, and he flicks it up, and he's going to the line. These are the kind of games you saw Mark Daigneault going out there and putting that starting 5. And the priority has been on not coasting into the playoffs in that impressive category.
Yeah, just another solid afternoon for him with those. Did all that in just 30 minutes, and he played the fourth quarter.
A very impressive win for you guys here against the Western Conference leaders. Really set the tone in that first quarter. I think 42-32 was the mark. What got into you guys to really execute to that level?
I think the whole team was inspired because Real Madrid won El Clásico basketball today. No, I'm kidding. That was me.
Well, that's right, because I brought up before we went on air, I was talking about soccer yesterday, but you, of course, played basketball for Real Madrid. Fair enough. I know where your heart is there. But now with that acknowledged, and we know how good Real Madrid is, what was it in the first quarter, Luka, that got you guys going?
Our defense. I think we started aggressive. Jay just said before the game, we got to start aggressive, physical, and that's what we did.
All right, Luka, tell me about the pass to Gabe Vincent. You were standing right about here and flipped it over your head. At what point did you decide that's how you were going to get him the ball?
I don't know exactly. Sometimes I just decide things that sometimes are good, sometimes not. But I knew that he was standing behind me in the corner. That's a pretty good pass, I think.
Pretty good pass, all right.
But he made it, so that's a tough shot to make.
For sure. Well, look, a lot of your teammates hit threes tonight. Do you think, is there something collective about shooting sometimes when you see your teammates making shots, then that helps everybody else get going too?
Yeah, definitely, especially when we get shots like that, like this. I think we had a lot of open shots. We were driving the ball, sharing the ball, so I think that's the best offense we had.
Okay, last one for you. You play again in a couple days in this building. You, of course, played the Thunder last year in a tough playoff series. You know what it's like to play 2 games in a row. What's going to be the key, as you know they're going to come out pretty strong?
We got to come out with the same mentality, you know. They're number 1 in the West for a reason. They're a very tough matchup, but we got to come out with the same mentality.
All right, thanks, Luka.
Pretty impressive performance.
Yeah, no, it was from start to finish. I mean, in a 48-minute game, there's going to be ups and downs in your performance, some breakdowns defensively, a couple bad offensive possessions here or there, but you have to give the Lakers credit for going in with a really, true business-like mindset of wanting to win this game. Their sense of urgency was greater than the Thunder, and that's how
more at stake.
That's how both teams played. they had to win this game in a sense. That wasn't on the table for OKC, but that doesn't change. You still have to go out there and do your job, and I thought the Lakers did that. To me, you could tell the Thunder also, a lot of the whistles that they are accustomed to getting, you don't get those against the Lakers. You just don't. That's the reality of it. There's more guys whose names we recognize on the Lakers than on OKC Thunder. That's the reality of the NBA. And I thought they fell into that trap a little bit today as the game turned. They did get focused on the officials and expecting calls. Lakers just kept playing.
JJ, just want to keep it general to get your reaction. Like, what stood out the most for you?
I'll give you a general reaction then. Okay.
Sometimes you're good at. I like to see where you go first.
Interesting.
So, yeah. What's the thing that stood out the most?
I thought we were very connected in both intent and in spirit on both ends of the floor. Very committed to what we were trying to do defensively and very committed to where we felt like we could generate good shots offensively against a terrific defense. And there wasn't a let up to that. There wasn't any overreactions to certain possessions. And then, we played at a pretty slow pace there in the second half, but didn't allow them to get out and really have enough possessions to get back into the game, which also was important. And I think our guys did a good job of not just building the lead, but besides that run they made in the second quarter, they maintained that cushion throughout the game, and that's really hard to do against anyone, particularly against this team and particularly in this building.
Specifically on offense, all of the threes that you made, where did you? Was there a common thread to why you were getting such good and clean looks as to what you wanted to execute offensively?
They played a bunch of different coverages. They played some drop. They played some reds. They played some blitzes. I just thought our ability to recognize, other than one possession, that first possession when they blitzed towards the end of the second quarter, I thought our ability to recognize those coverages was really good. Luka, again, his just ability to make threes. We got, I don't know the exact total, but Max will have it on the post-game report. We got some great uncontested corner threes. We missed some uncontested corner threes. I just thought the movement, the spacing, and the intent was great all night.
JJ, kind of two different questions. You mentioned a little bit kind of valuing possessions. It felt like there was one early in the game when they may have gotten 2 or 3 cracks and Caruso hit a 3, but otherwise, like, it seemed like you guys were the team that was creating extra advantages in that. How pleased were you with your team's response when it came to 50-50 balls, offensive crashing, and different things like that?
Yeah. I mean, they ended up with 9 offensive rebounds, and 4 of those came from Dylan Jones in the fourth quarter. So I think overall we did a really good job on the glass. I'd have to get the exact stats, but I know several of our turnovers were dead ball turnovers versus live ball turnovers. So we were able to set our defense. This is going to sound silly. We also had some really timely fouls where we weren't in the bonus and maybe they had an advantage, or maybe we had a man down or a man in the trail position. We were able to foul and stop the possession, and then they took it out on the side. So I just think all that stuff contributed to us just not allowing them to get in any sort of rhythm offensively.
And then you've been around Luka now as his coach for a couple months. What do you see from him when it comes to creativity and sort of performance when, like, the test gets bigger, the challenges get harder? It seemed like there was maybe even another level unlocked. The pass he had to Gabe in the corner, a couple of the spin moves and scoop shots, stuff we haven't necessarily seen.
Yeah. I think he relishes the challenge. You're going to get the best defender every night. You're going to get all the different coverages every night when you're him. And similar to LeBron, similar to Jokic, like similar to Shea. These guys have seen every test and they've figured out the way to pass each test. And a lot of times they not only pass the test, they ace the test. sometimes great players can get bored with that process. And so when you get like the fully engaged star in a big time game, some special things can happen. And Luka did some special things tonight. We were running a smash, and it was not the first option, but just the way they covered it. Very clear that Gabe was open, and I was like, hit the smash. And he dribbled into the paint and then threw it behind his head. And St. Gina was like, oh, he sees it. You don't need to tell him.